KDK Audioblog.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the first edition of KDK's Audioblog. This is an idea that I've been mulling over in my mind for a while. It's my little way of providing some kind of new content on a regular basis that's not really a whole lot of skin off of my ass to produce, and it might give people reasons to come to the site on a daily basis. I don't expect to be able to do blogs on a daily basis unless there's something that I really want to talk about. I expect I'll do it a couple times a week, but at least it's something new to tide people over until I end up putting prank calls or soundboards or old shows or whatever goes up on the site. It's just continual new content, and I guess it'll end up being something sort of like the live journal, which I guess this sort of means I won't be updating the live journal a whole lot. But that's not a bad thing, because I think this will be cool. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up my mic and I'm going to say a few words whenever I feel I have something that needs to be said or something I want to get off my chest or something I want to talk about. And I'm going to upload it, and it'll be really easy for me to do updates to the audio blog because of the way I designed the new site. And hopefully everybody enjoys it. I'm not going to do any editing. If I make any mistakes or any flubs, I'm just going to keep on going. If I screw up my words, I'm not going to go back and bother editing, because the whole point in doing this is to keep it something that's not going to be too time-consuming for me, but other people might enjoy. I hope you guys don't expect too much, because I'm going to try to keep the blog entries small, because there's no point in me doing like hour-long blogs, because that would be like doing a show, you know? Too much work on my part, and I'm a lazy ass, as many of you know. I'm going to try to keep them below 5 minutes. If I think I have a good point and I need to go for longer, I'll go for longer, but I'm going to try to keep them low bit rate, probably 16 by 11, so that they can be downloaded quickly and I can put a ton of them up there before we run out of space. Excuse me. You know, it wouldn't be KDK without me belching in your ear like that, but that's okay. Those of you who have been around for a while know to forgive me for my belches, as I forgive those who belch against me. And this is something that's very unique, because I don't know if I've ever seen this done before. I don't think I've ever been to a site where anybody has done an audio blog. And I'm sure, you know, a wise man once said there are no new ideas, and I'm sure that somebody somewhere out there has an audio blog, but I just haven't heard of it before. I thought it was a really good idea on my part. Who knows, maybe I did come up with something completely original, and everybody will come around stealing my audio blog idea, and then sooner or later everybody will have an audio blog. You hear that racket going on outside? I guess you can't hear it. There's children everywhere running around in the courtyard and screaming and cavorting. And rather than being annoyed by it, I'm heartened by it. I like to hear the sounds of children having fun. Now on to the point why I'm here, to do a blog. And what I'd like to talk about is how I believe in karma. Because I notice every time I do nice things for people, nice things tend to happen to me involved with the person I was nice to, if that makes any kind of sense. The example I'm thinking of in particular was, there's a woman that I work with, her name is Ida, and she was very upset a couple weeks ago at work, and she was crying while she's sitting there trying to scrub the floors. And I had things I had to do, but I said, you know, we need to do something about this. So I stopped what I was doing, and I helped her do the floor for a little while, which gave me the opportunity to talk to her without making it feel to her like she was inconveniencing me about listening to her problems. You know, we did the floor together, and she was able to vent and tell me why she was upset. And she gave me a hug afterwards and everything, and she was really happy that I was there to listen to her and to help her vent so that she could calm down and not be so upset. And this is where the karma comes into place, because yesterday she comes into work and she brings me this big package. And she insists that I take it. I didn't have any idea what it was, but she insists that I take it. And she says it's no big deal to her because her husband works for a company that packages Microsoft products. So I take it home and I look inside, and inside is a wireless keyboard and two wireless optical mice, one of those old-fashioned mice with the wheels. And all this stuff that she gave to me, it was no skin off of her ass, because it's all brand new, and it was just laying around her house, and she doesn't even have a computer. So she figures, why not give it to the guy who was nice to her that one day? So That's my little example of how karma works. And just to give you another example, I suppose it's almost sort of a Buddhist philosophy, the fact that I believe in karma, but I don't know a whole lot about Buddhism. I just believe in the old adage that what goes around comes around. And another good example is Fat Dis. You know, I've always done what I can to help Fat Dis. We play him on the show, and his calls are on the site, and we play him on PCU and everything. We help him get his prank calls out there, and he repays the favor by getting us listed on milkandcookies.com so that we end up breaking our record for unique hits in a day, 818, still the record. I'm sure it'll stand for quite a while before we break 818 unique listeners or unique visits. But yet again, another example of karma. And another example of bad karma is, I can't tell you how many times people have done skunky things to me, like evil, rotten, low-down things to me, that make me have bad feelings towards them. Bad things always seem to happen to these people. Not that I believe I have any kind of psychic powers and I can wish ill will upon people, but it's just karma. If you do skunky things to people, it comes back to you. And if you do nice things to people, it comes back to you. And with that said, now it's time to beg. We have a problem with the PCU server. PCU, Prank Call Underground Radio, is the station that I co-own with Ted, formerly Ted Webb. And he's using very old equipment, and it's gotten to the point where his computer is getting bogged down. Whenever he plays a prank call that's like over 10 minutes, it'll crap out because its buffer's full, I guess, apparently, or something. So why don't you do a good thing? Why don't you increase your karma? Why don't you look through your old outdated hardware from your old upgrades, stuff that's left over, old RAM, old hard drives, anything that you might have that we might be able to use? Go to the bulletin boards at kdkprankcalls.com and post something in the PCU forum about what you have to donate to us, and it'll make you feel good, and perhaps it'll make good things happen to you.